Good morning. Welcome to the Community Voice. I'm Steve Gradick, your host. Delighted to have you with us. Kathy Parsons, return guest, President, CEO of Impact West Georgia. Thank you for tuning in. We're on Facebook Live if you'd like to join us there. And we're grateful to Tanner Health System and Old Mount Academy for their sponsorship. Normally, we bring Kathy in August, September to talk about Ride for Hope, right?
Right, and let's not forget Ride for Hope coming up in
I
September.
would never forget Ride for Hope. However, we're bringing you on the back for the special day prior to Ride for Hope because there's some very exciting things going on with Impact West Georgia. For several years now, you've been providing, or Impact has been providing a warming center and a cooling center, and now there's something called the Community Shelter Project ongoing. Tell us about it.
We're really, really excited about it. You know, we have been doing the warming centers for a couple of years now and a cooling center in the summer when the heat index went up to 110. But it was very labor intensive to do these warming centers. And first of all, they moved from spot to spot. I'm very grateful to the churches and the city and everyone who allowed us to use their facilities for these warming centers. But to load and unload everything you need for a warming center was very, very labor intensive. Everything from the cots to the linens to the food to the cleaning supplies to everything you had to do. And then on top of that, we were a moving target, which meant that sometimes those who needed us most could not find us or did not realize where we were at that particular point. And so we're very grateful to especially St. Margaret's Episcopal Church because from December through the spring of this year, we mostly were there in their parish hall, and they were very accommodating and very good to us. And because we were there week after week, people knew where we were. The homeless knew that we would be there, and we built this rapport, and they began to trust us and know that they would be safe there, and they would get food. We provide 3 meals a day. Dinner, well, the community has provided that. It's been remarkable. Breakfast, and then we give them a bag lunch to take with them. But we decided a long time ago that it wasn't a sustainable model, really. And so we wanted a permanent shelter in Carrollton. So we started doing a lot of research and trying to find a building that would be suitable for it. And one day driving down Highway 27, my daughter said, "What about that building?" And I said, what about that building? And so we started looking at that building, and everyone related to the building had passed away. And it was very difficult for us to find anybody that related to it that we could talk to about it. But I thank God for Joel Richards. Apparently, the wife of a former policeman was loosely related to it, and that's kind of what started the progress towards getting that building. It was bank owned, and so our attorneys started negotiating with them, and on March 23rd, we closed on the facility at 411 North Park.
That used to be Positive Response.
Yes, it's the old Positive Response building.
I want to get deep into the project itself because that's a lot of people coming together for a worthy cause. But before we do, tell us, as far as the warming center and the cooling centers, and what is the need? And basically, who does or who has have these centers served over the past years? What kind of need did you find when it gets really cold and it gets really hot?
Well, we have unsheltered people, homeless in our community, and they don't stand on the street corner and say, "Hey, look, I'm homeless, help me." But I was laying in bed. I think I may have shared this story in the past, a couple of years ago, and they said on the radio it was going to be 7 degrees in Carrollton. And I thought, 7 degrees? We've been working with the homeless for years, and I worked with the homeless in other ways in ministry even before that. And I knew a lot of the people that were going to be out on the street at 7 degrees. Mm-hmm. And there I was, warm and fat and full and,
cozy.
All cozied up in my bed. In fact, I was literally in bed, all covered up, listening to the news. And I thought, my heart just broke. I thought, I know some of these people. I can't stand the thoughts that there are women, children, and men of all ages out in the community at 7 degrees, trying their best to put enough blankets on and to get enough cover not to freeze. And actually, 2 people died that weekend in Atlanta from exposure. And so I just said, God, I know you want me to do something. What do I need to do? So in about a week and a half, on a wing and a prayer, and with thank goodness for David Brooks and Julie Ivy, and they finally, he was really new, and I called him. I said, Dave, is there any place? And he said, I'm so new, Kathy, I don't really know. Let me do some research. So he did, and he got back to me, and they said we could use the WPA building as long as it wasn't booked. But of course, it gets cold right before the holidays when it's booked a lot. Miraculously, however, that year in January, it wasn't booked when we needed it. And he said, I don't understand what's going on here. He said, but yeah, it's free. And so in my heart, I knew what was going on, Sure. And so we opened it there. And we've just been opening it ever since, whenever we could, wherever we could.
But so, speaking again about the need, even if someone's not homeless, but they don't have air conditioning, maybe they have an elderly parent living with them, or it's freezing cold and they're not able to pay satisfactory heat bills, they're welcome too, correct?
Right. We had a grandmother who was raising her granddaughter who through the grapevine got back to us, and they have shelter, but they didn't have any heat.
Right. And
then another younger mother with a child, and then our youngest client was 7 months old. A woman coming in, she came in with another family, another woman with children, but I could not imagine 7 months old out in that kind of weather. I just can't handle that.
It's very life-threatening.
My heart would not go there. She was fleeing domestic violence and got help. But at that time of night, when she came into the shelter with that baby, she was just moving, just getting out of the way, just trying to find a place that would be safe.
Well, the good news is there's going to be a permanent place.
Amen.
And that we're working on it right now. And I want to this is a big project. It's a wonderful project. And we're going to get more into the weeds, if you will, of it, because you have to clear some weeds, I understand. And we'll be back with more after this.
Health is a journey. It's making better choices, even when it's not easy. It's taking care of yourself and the people you love. At Tanner Health System, we're there for you with every step, with primary care, heart care, cancer care, women's care, orthopedics, surgical services, and so much more. We're dedicated to helping you live and feel your best. So let's get on that journey to health. You've got places to be for many years to come. Find us at tanner.org.
As a believer in the power of education, we are called to set the standard by shaping and empowering the minds of future generations through quality education. Oak Mountain Academy embraces this philosophy, which is why my children attend this prestigious school. I am elated to serve on the OMA Board of Trustees, where together we prepare students and remind them to trust and believe in the power to transform the world. I'm Dr. Brian Bain, inviting you to celebrate our 60-year legacy of academic excellence. Visit us at oakmountain.us.
I hope Zuckerbucks likes the new music. Anyway, back on the Community Voice. And we're very pleased to have in studio Kathy Parsons, President and CEO of Impact West Georgia. And the Community Shelter Project is underway and going strong. Let's start off. You can gauge something by the number of dumpsters you've had to utilize. I understand we're in double digits. We've filled up 3 30-yard dumpsters, and we're going further, right?
Yes, the new one that was just dropped is just about full again already.
Well, you're not doing it yourself personally, or I guess you're doing some. But tell us about something like this happens with a lot of volunteers. Tell us about the overall volunteer contribution here.
It's been overwhelming. I mean, the community support has just blessed us beyond measure. But we had a group of volunteers who worked the warming centers. Besides local churches and people who have known me from the past as a service provider here, have come and I spoke at Kiwanis, I speak at churches and places like that, and every time I do that, volunteers come, and so we're so very grateful for them. We've probably got 50, 75.
Wow.
Now they never all show up at one time,
right.
But we have plenty. I think there were 11 there Saturday working very hard. And we've gotten to the point now where we're knocking down walls. But we started out cleaning up the underbrush. Terry Langley Center crew who did a super job getting all the brush and scrubs and stuff all from around it. But we started out also, there were overhanging trees over the roof that had to be replaced. And so the insurance said, you have to cut those trees down.
You mean removed?
Yes.
You didn't really replace them, did you?
No, we cut them down.
Okay,
We
okay.
cut the limbs way, way back away from the roof.
Sure.
And then our a roofing guy, Kevin King, came in and put a commercial roof on it, and it's a beautiful, I've never thought I'd say, what a beautiful roof, but we love that roof. And he got a building supply company who provided all the materials.
Really?
Yes, and that's what we need. We're not a huge nonprofit. We're a small nonprofit, but God has his way of providing, and he has certainly done that so far. We're getting ready now to blow foam insulation around that roofing. We've got our HVAC guy in. We've got our plumbing guy in. We've had the soffits being replaced almost as we speak around the outside of the building.
Who's doing the soffits?
Who's doing the soffit? A local contractor. Zach Young.
Yeah.
Yes. And praise God, Zach Young is a former Man of Hope.
Really?
Who's now, who has transitioned out, has his own business, doing beautifully, and wants to give back.
What a story.
I know.
We need to get him in here.
All over and over and over again.
And you're getting foam insulation?
Yes.
That's a big deal.
Well, we were told that it would make all the difference
It
in
does,
the world to put that foam insulation around the edges of the roofing.
Mm-hmm.
They said that where it would be 135 degrees up there, with that foam insulation, it'd be 75.
Mm-hmm.
And he said if the heating and air went out, it'd be cooler up there than it would be down in the building.
Yeah.
So we need to do it right the first time, the best way we possibly can the first time, because we can't afford to do it again. We have to do it right. And so that's what we're trying to do, as God provides.
Who's the general contractor?
Ray Mashburn is our general contractor.
Which means he oversees the whole deal?
Whole schlemiel, yes.
Whole schlemiel.
Yeah, he does. He's been wonderful. We've had several men. Josh Williams is doing he's the foam guy. Kevin Newbern is our HVAC guy. Cook is supposed to be doing our plumbing. He's come in to do the estimate. We haven't heard back from him yet, but everybody's just been great.
Apparently you got a fence guy too.
We're so excited about that. The one thing we really want to do there is be good neighbors, because I know people are concerned when you put a shelter like that in. And when we took down all the shrubbery and all the undergrowth, it really opened up the back of the property to the street behind it, to the property behind it. Now, the house that sits directly behind it's empty. That doesn't matter to us. We still want to be good neighbors. And I want to discourage anybody from going from our property through somebody else's property, or either from that upper street to come down through that property. So we want a privacy fence put across, a big privacy fence across the back. And that intrigued some people. And so the Legacy Group at Georgia Power has asked me for a supply list, and I got that for them from Home Depot. And they are going to install that fence for me. So I'm we're just very excited about
So
that.
kudos to Georgia Power.
Oh, in more ways than one. We are kind of partnering with them. They're partnering with us. They've shown a lot of interest, and we can't wait to see all that partnership is going to look like in the end.
Well, all of those things you described, many of those things, not all of them, but many of them require a few dollars.
Oh, yes.
So tell us about the capital campaign.
Well, we're in what we call the quiet stage of the capital campaign. We had a group of gentlemen, local businessmen from the community, come to us and say, this is way overdue. We want to help you raise funds. And it was just a divine appointment. They are a gift from God to us. I don't want to name all their names because I don't know if they really want me to.
Sure.
When they say yes, their names will be announced. But they have raised a lot of money for us. And with our efforts and their efforts, we have raised we've raised about $75,000, but we have a new commitment of 20 more, and that would put us up to almost $95,000 that we've raised. The capital campaign is a $200,000 campaign for 12 months. The total project we've got estimated at about $223,000. But the funds are coming. I mean, we've only been doing this a few months, and we've got almost $95,000. I think God owns the cattle on 1,000 hills, and He knows where that money is. And He's rarely early, but He's never late.
How big is the building? It's kind of hard to see when you just scoot by at 60 miles an hour.
Yeah, it's sitting at a
I think, wait a minute, the speed limit's 45. When you scoot by at 45 miles per hour.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Edit that out. Please. Okay, go ahead.
The short end is towards the highway. So it's a long rectangle building. It's about 1,900 square feet.
1,900 square feet. Mm-hmm. So that's plenty of space for this purpose, I would think.
Well, it's a start, that's for sure. It beats nothing, all to pieces. And that's why we went to Allen Bell Architects.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know how to arrange that building, to set that building up so it would be the most efficient.
Well, in the past, when you've had the centers, how many people on average were you serving? Maybe a dozen?
16-ish.
Okay.
But we've had as many, let's say we were open 4 or 5 nights in a row. We've had as many as 25, different human beings in there.
You've got to have the bathrooms. You still got to have some privacy. So you've got to have different rooms, I assume.
Yes, one end of the building will be an open dorm type where all the beds would be. But then there's a kitchen with a pass-through, and then there's an ADA restroom, mm-hmm. and then there's a regular restroom. Mm-hmm. Then there'll be a laundry facility, and then a storage area, and a teeny little office. We don't need a bunch of office space there, but we do need a small little office area. And then
1,900 gets used up quickly.
Yeah, it does. It really does. But we've just started knocking down interior walls. We had to get our building permit first, and it's big enough. It's going to be big. I don't know what it'll look like once those walls get in there, but I was pleasantly surprised at how wide it is and how the beds there's plenty of room to put the beds. And
is the building expandable?
No.
Not
unless you go up. I mean,
yeah.
I think you could go up. I would love to put an L out at the end of that property.
End, yeah.
But when I was talking with Erica stuttered mm-hmm. about it, she did not think that would be possible. Mm-hmm. And so, I would love to be able to do that one day. But
this is a huge leap forward.
Yes.
For, moving from place to place when nobody knew exactly where you were. So everybody will know now.
And I think I know that it will be used more once they know us and they trust us, mm-hmm. and they know that it's a safe place for them to be, because during the daytime, I can do anything I want to in the building. And that includes having, there's a mobile medical group that wants to come, express a desire to come and provide minor medical document mm-hmm. acquisition can be done there. Haircuts, they can come in, take showers, wash their clothes, do laundry. So during the day, I can just see all sorts of organizations who might want to come in and help them get resources that they don't even know that are available to them, some of them.
Our guest this morning is Kathy Parsons, President CEO of Impact West Georgia. We've been talking about the Community Shelter Project, which is fully underway at this very moment. And when we come back, though, we do want to mention our annual Ride for Hope. So we'll be back with more after this.
Health is a journey. It's making better choices, even when it's not easy. It's taking care of yourself and the people you love. At Tanner Health System, we're there for you with every step, with primary care, heart care, cancer care, women's care, orthopedics, surgical services, and so much more. We're dedicated to helping you live and feel your best. So let's get on that journey to health. You've got places to be for many years to come. Find us at tanner.org.
I'm Michael Flynn, Oak Mountain Academy class of 1978.
Katie Flynn, class of 2010.
Justin Flynn, class of 2014.
Logan Flynn, class of 2019.
And I'm Marnie Flynn, current teacher at OMA.
My uncle Richard Orm Flynn, a founding father of Oak Mountain Academy, had a vision to see students become confident leaders who hold a faith-based value system in an academically rigorous environment. We are proud to celebrate 60 years of fulfilling my uncle's vision.
Our family invites you to visit the campus or oakmountain.us today.
Good morning. Welcome back to Community Voice. I'm Steve Gradick, your host. Glad to have you with us. Kathy Parsons in studio. We brought her in especially a little early this year because of the Community Shelter Project, a permanent shelter, which will replace what had been kind of the traveling, warming, and cooling centers in past years when things got really cold or really hot. And thanks to, Margaret's Episcopal for all their help and support, and everybody else.
The City of Carrollton's been wonderful.
Yeah.
Christ the King Church, Tabernacle kept us one night. It's just been a real community effort.
And those are life-saving efforts. I mean, and that's kind of where the priority needs to be, is trying to, if you can save somebody's life, that's like numero uno. But tell us, for those who don't know or just tuning in, tell us about Impact West Georgia, the services, the ministry itself. Give us the overall view, the 60,000-foot view.
Yeah, we're a 3-division nonprofit, which makes us sound like we're a big nonprofit, but we're not. We just do big work. The Homeless is where we do a residential transitional center for adult men, Hope, as well as the warming centers, and then encampment outreach. And encampments are places where people are living in tents or behind dumpsters or out in the weather. We provide homeless mats, and I appreciate the police and the crisis emergency teams and stuff. And individuals have come. If you ever see a homeless person, you want to give them a mat or a blanket, we have those available. Just come to the office. So homelessness is our biggest initiative. And then we have Deserve Van, which is one of our favorite things. And that's where we provide free transportation to all Carroll County veterans to and from all their medical appointments. That's, at Trinka Davis, Tanner Medical, dentist, local doctors, wherever they need to go, free of charge. We would love to expand that into Heard County. What we need to do that is a van, another van to do that. We've already got someone set up to run it from Heard County and who would solicit the drivers.
Seems like Trinka Davis is becoming more utilized than previously.
Yeah, it's the only privately built VA clinic in the world, and Trinka Davis built that and then handed it to the VA to operate. Yeah,
we've always kind of wanted to dig deeper into that, but never really been able to.
Well, it was phenomenal, and built when it was built, it was cutting edge. It's a great gift to our community to have Trinka Davis here. And then we have ACE, which is our education. So we have veteran services, homelessness, veteran services, and then education. And that's ACE, our Adult Community Education Center, where we have adult reading and writing, English as a second language. We do workshops like how to avoid the title pawn trap, get that job, keep that job, money smart, those things that would help people in the community. We've also, Bank OCK has come to us and said we would love to do a workshop to help people who need to learn to navigate the banking system. A lot of our men feel like they can't get bank accounts because they've either got a felony or they've just never had one, and so they're willing to help us with that. We're so excited about having that workshop too. We also have Cool Kids Club, which is a club where we try to get children to absolutely love reading books.
Golly.
And we give them a new book. We have these what we call party stories, story parties. I mean, about 3 times a year, where every child gets a new book, and it's not just our children of our adult students, it's anybody in the community can come to these and get these brand new books. And we've had Charlotte's Web, we've had Cat in the Hat, we've had a Bunny Rabbit, and we've had a farmer, and the kids just love the characters, and we hope that they then begin to love to read, because that you can be anything and go anywhere with a good book. And we also just recently started Woman to Woman, and those are 4-week sessions. The next session starts in August, where women come for 2 hours, and we are just women taking a respite from life, from the struggles of everyday life. And we've done things like we learned how to make disinfectant out of stuff you find in your yard. It was so cute. And there's always a little short element there of learning. We made scrubs, we were going to learn origami, but we decided to do games and gab that night instead, where we just played games, and we feel like and talked with each other and shared with each other. I feel like we get old because we stop playing.
Sure.
And so we play, and we have good. So if you're interested in that, please give us a call at Impact West Georgia, and we'll tell you when the next session is coming.
Well, with only about a minute or two left, if someone wants to help out physically, monetarily, in any way with Community Shelter Project, how should they go about it, and what are some of the needs right now?
Just call my office or text me or email me at kparsons@impactwestga.org. Call the office at 770-834-4007 and let us know you're interested, and we will sign you up. And let me not forget, because my development director
Ride for Hope.
Yes.
We almost got in big trouble. Go ahead.
We did. Online registration opens up July 1st for Ride for Hope. It's a beautiful ride through scenic Carroll County. We will start at Walmart in Carrollton, and then we'll end up at John Tanner State Park, and we've got all kinds of nice prizes and wonderful lunch for you. And it's really a good cause because all the funds go towards homelessness.
And so you go to Impact West Georgia to register.org, Impact West Georgia, WestGA, right. ImpactWestGA.org to register for Ride for Hope.
Right. Or you can call us if you're not computer savvy, and we'll register you on the phone.
I'm not computer savvy, I'll tell you that much. 770-834-4007.
That's it.
Well, thank you, Kathy Parsons, for coming in. To God be the glory. Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much for having me.
This is exciting. The Community Shelter Project. We encourage everyone to get involved and go out and make it a great day. Thank you for listening. You're in tune to WLBB Carrollton.